Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet.
Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A mixed bag on this Saturday with episodes of radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense. The first appearance of Jack Benny on Suspense in a real drama, Murder in G-Flat. We'll also hear from Groucho Marx in an episode of You Bet Your Life and a couple wanting to get married. Fibber McGee and Molly from 1937 as they take up gardening. And an episode of the science fiction drama Beyond Tomorrow from 1950, Requiem. And we'll wrap it all up with one of the few episodes we have of Vic and Sade. That's all coming up on this Saturday. This is the 5th day of April, the 95th day of the year, 270 days remaining in 2025. St. Patrick returned to Ireland on this date in 456 as a missionary bishop. In Virginia on this date in 1614, Native American Pocahontas married English colonist John Rolfe. The Mayflower set sail from Plymouth on a return trip to Great Britain on this date in 1621. In 1792, President Washington vetoed a bill designed to apportion representatives among U.S. states. This was the first time the presidential veto had been used in the U.S. That was in 1792. Firestone Tire and Rubber Company started production of balloon tires. In other words, tires with air in them. In 1933, President Roosevelt signed an executive order creating the Civilian Conservation Corps.
We are giving opportunity of employment to 250,000 of the unemployed, especially the young men who have dependents, to let them go into forestry and flood prevention work.
The work relief program that ran from 1933 to 1942 in the U.S. for unemployed, unmarried men ages 18 to 25 eventually expanded to ages 17 to 28. And it was a bridge getting America through the Depression until the Depression dissipated by World War II. A fire in a hospital in Effingham, Illinois on this date in 1949 killed 77 people. It resulted in nationwide fire code improvements. Ethel and Julius Rosenberg sentenced to death on this date in 1951 for performing espionage for the Soviet Union. In 1955, Winston Churchill resigned as UK Prime Minister amid indications of failing health. In 1978, a 5-episode run of Spider-Man premiered.
Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is the great big bang. Wherever there's a hang, you'll find a Spider-Man.
The theme, the best thing about the show to me, Nicholas Hammond portrayed Spider-Man. The show almost universally panned, despite pretty good ratings. Stan Lee didn't even like it. Only 13 episodes aired before it was canceled. In 1980, Cubans fled into a number of international embassies in Havana, and later President Carter spoke to Cubans.
Our heart goes out to the almost 10,000 freedom-loving Cubans who entered a temporarily opened gate at the Peruvian embassy just within this week.
Cubans took Carter's remarks as a sign to flee to the U.S. Hundreds of thousands took any boats available to flee to Cuba. to flee Cuba to Florida in the Mariel boat lift. It was estimated 125,000 reached the U.S. In 1984, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar broke the long-standing record for most career points held by Wilt Chamberlain.
Johnson looking for Kareem. He passes, guarded by Eaton. Kareem goes in. A skyhawk.
At the time of his retirement, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar held the record for most games played by a single player in the NBA. It would later be broken by Robert Parrish. Jabbar also the all-time record holder for most points, over 38,000, most field goals, 15,000, most minutes played, over 57,000. He remains the all-time leading scorer in the NBA and is ranked third all-time in both rebounds and blocks. It was on this date in 1987 Fox Broadcasting made its primetime TV debut by airing the premiere episode of Married with Children.
I thought we talked about this before.
What's that, Mom?
You know, sneaking up behind your sister, pulling her hair, pretending to kill her.
Katie Seagal as Peg Bundy. The show ran for 10 years, the longest-running live-action sitcom ever airing on Fox. It was on this date in 2005, ABC News anchor Peter Jennings informed his viewers he had lung cancer.
Finally, this evening, a brief note about change. Some of you have noticed in the last several days that I was not covering the Pope. While my colleagues at ABC did a superb job, I did think a few times I was missing out. However, as some of you now know, I have learned in the last couple of days that I have lung cancer. Yes, I was a smoker until about 20 years ago. And I was weak, and I smoked over 9/11. But whatever the reason, the news does slow you down a bit. I've been reminding my colleagues today, who have all been incredibly supportive, that almost 10 million Americans are already living with cancer, and I have a lot to learn from them. And living is the key word. The National Cancer Institute says that we are survivors from the moment of diagnosis. I will continue to the broadcast. On good days, my voice will not always be like this. Certainly, it's been a long time, and I hope it goes without saying that a journalist who doesn't value deeply the audience's loyalty should be in another line of work. To be perfectly honest, I'm a little surprised at the kindness today from so many people. That's not intended as false modesty, but even I was taken aback by how far and how fast news travels. Finally, I wonder if other men and women ask their doctors right away, "Okay, doc, when does the hair go?" At any rate, that's it for now in World News Tonight. Have a good evening. I'm Peter Jennings. Thanks and good night.
Jennings would pass away a few months later, August 5th, 2005. The first case of H5N1 avian flu confirmed in the UK on this date in 2006 after tests on a dead swan found in Fife. In 2006, also, Katie Couric announced she would leave the Today Show on NBC to move to the CBS Evening News.
I wanted to tell all of you out there who have watched the show for the past 15 years that after listening to my heart and my gut, two things that have served me pretty well in the past, I've decided I'll be leaving today at the end of May.
Couric would leave CBS in 2011 to move on to ABC News and Yahoo News, and even did a daytime talk show. In 2009, North Korea launched its controversial rocket. The missile passed over mainland China, which prompted an immediate reaction from the UN Security Council, as well as participating states of six-party talks. 29 coal miners killed on this date in 2010 in an explosion at the Upper Big Branch mine in West Virginia. 2018 agents with the U.S. Immigration and Customs Service raided a slaughterhouse in Tennessee, detaining nearly 100 undocumented Hispanic workers in one of the largest workplace raids in the history of the U.S. And it was 2 years ago today, Democrat Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the scion of one of the country's most famous political families, announced he was running for president.
I'm here to declare myself an independent candidate. For President of the United States.
Kennedy was rejected by Democrats. His independent campaign floundered, but it had a lot of traction. and it really could have thrown the election one way or the other. He bowed out later and supported President Trump. And Kennedy, the Secretary of Health and Human Services, with an idea to make America healthy again. We'll see. And one of the things that I hope he does is basically get high fructose corn syrup out of our food, because that's just horrible for you. Passing away on this date in history, General Douglas MacArthur.
Old soldiers never die. They just fade away.
General Douglas MacArthur passing away on this date in 1964. Also, actor Brian Dunleavy passing away on this date. Howard Hughes, Danny and the Juniors lead, Danny Rapp. Also, Nirvana's Kurt Cobain. Poet Allen Ginsberg, his howl was declared obscene. Race car driver Lee Petty. Saul Bellow, Seize the Day, the writer. Also, actress Deborah Lee Scott. Singer Gene Pitney, The Town Without Pity. Actor Charlton Heston. And comedian John Panette.
No, I'm actually writing a book, Around the World in 80 Buffets. And in my research, I found that there are some foods that shouldn't be all you can eat. Like Chinese food shouldn't be all you can eat, because you get hungry again. I don't know what it is. They put something in it. They must. Because I order takeout, they're always real happy. Oh, he's gonna be back. I give that big boy 1 hour. Because you do get hungry again. What is it, too? And you go from full to starving. There's nothing in between. You go from, oh my God, I can't believe I ate all that chow mein. Hey, look, they brought egg rolls. So I went to this Chinese all-you-can-eat buffet, and well, the owner, he got I mean, he was rude, though. He'd come out every hour. Son of a you here. Look, he go again. He started screaming at me. You go now. You here 4 hours. Why you here 4 hours? You not come here anymore. Why you have spare rib? You're so big. Eat vegetable. Eat broccoli. You scare my wife. Love Chinese food shouldn't be all you can eat.
John Panette, what a hilarious fellow, passing away on this date back in 2014. Born on this date in history, educator Booker T. Washington, actor Spencer Tracy, monologist Lord Buckley, actress Betty Davis, actor Gregory Peck, the author of Roots, Arthur Haley, singer, actress Gail Storm, film director Roger Corman, The Platters, Tony Williams, actor impressionist Frank Gorshin, jazz saxophonist Stanley Turrentine, all born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
I've seen a number of pictures lately posted with Max Gale, and Max Gale pictured alongside Hal Linden, the two from Barney Miller, Wojciechowicz and Miller. Max Gale turns 82 years old today. Pro wrestler turned fitness guru and DDP yoga, Diamond Dallas Page, 69. And believe it or not, he's done a lot for a lot of people who haven't been able to get around. And one of the people who has not been able to get up and really even stand up was pro wrestler Lex Luger. And he's gotten Luger to stand up. And they're working because he's supposed to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame coming up. And I think it's just really neat that Page is making a difference in a lot of people's lives. Diamond Dallas Page, 69 years old today. You remember Judge Greg Mathis, the Judge Mathis show? 65 years old today. Musician Paula Cole, still wondering where all the cowboys have gone at 57 years old. Pharrell Williams, happy, 52 years old today. Ric Flair's daughter Charlotte Flair, back in the WWE, and after injuries, she is 39 years old today. And the son of Rey Mysterio Jr., Dominic Mysterio, is 28 years old today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 5th day of April as their birthday. If this is your birthday,
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
we get underway on this classic radio theater with Wyatt Cox Saturday with an episode of Suspense, radio's outstanding theater of thrills, thrilled by Jack Benny. In a serious dramatic role, Murder in G-Flat. That's next.
A wise farmer knows that he must get his livestock under cover to protect them from radioactive fallout. An attack may never come, but it's wise to prepare now.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the first of 4 appearances that Jack Benny would make in a starring role on Suspense. Going back 74 years, April 5th, 1951, Murder in G-Flat.
Autolite and its 96,000 dealers present Suspense. Tonight, Autolite brings you a story of treachery and greed. A story we call Murder in G-Flat, starring Mr. Jack Benny.
Greetings, Pepito, my favorite free holy friar. What's on the menu?
The special, Senor Wilcox, is Autolite Stay Full Battery.
You mean you're serving the battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use?
See. What is better for quick, dependable starts, huh?
Ah, nothing's better than an Autolite Stay Full, that frisky friend of car owners from coast to coast. But
you don't want one, Senor?
Everybody wants an Autolite Stay Full. The buxom battery with fiberglass retaining mats protecting every positive plate to prevent shedding and flaking and to keep the Autolite Stay Full battery power-packed for paramount performance.
See, how you want it, Senor?
Why, it's perfect just as it is, Pepito, and built to give longer life as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards. So, friends, have your neighborhood Autolite battery dealer serve your car an Autolite Stay Full battery. The battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use.
See. And remember,
you're always right with Autolite.
And now with Murder in G-Flat and the transcribed performance of Mr. Jack Benny, Autolite hopes once again to keep you in suspense.
Lieutenant, in here, sir, in the rec hall.
What's he doing in the rec hall?
Well, he thought he'd tune the piano while I was waiting, Lieutenant.
Sunday night. Why couldn't you guys pick a better night than Sunday night? My one day off, and I have to come down here.
Sorry we had to call you, Joe.
This is the guy, huh?
Yeah. Hey, you. That's it. C flat. If I had my wrench...
This is the lieutenant.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lieutenant.
Name?
My name is Remington. Hercules Remington.
That's it, Joe. We checked.
Huh.
Pardon me, Lieutenant, but my wife, Martha, is going to be awfully worried. You see, I haven't seen her since this morning. They told me...
You haven't seen your wife since this morning?
No, and I thought that if I could phone her and at least tell her where I am...
Where'd you pick him up?
Coney Island, Joe. He called us from there.
Yes, and I should have called my wife, too. Look, Lieutenant, I don't want to seem persistent about
You'll have
this.
plenty of time later to call your wife. Now, give the lieutenant the story in detail, just like you told it to me on the way down here to the station.
What kind of work do you do, Remington?
Well, I'm a piano tuner, Lieutenant. Yours is out of tune. C flat, Lieutenant. See, if I could get my bag, I'd tune
Look,
this.
Remington, I haven't got all night. Now, either get on with your story or I'll have...
All right, Lieutenant. But I really would like to call my wife first.
Start your story.
All right. But if there's any explaining to be done to my wife, you guys will have to do it.
We'll be happy to. Now, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Well, Lieutenant, this whole mess started yesterday morning, Saturday. I got up, had breakfast with my wife, Martha, and my Uncle Herman. He's my black sheep uncle of the family. He's a carnival man, came to work at the World's Fair here, and has been living with us ever since. I think he ought to pay at least 1/3 of the rent, but Martha, well, she feels sorry for him. Anyway, I left the house around 10 o'clock on my way to the Lippin Ridge School of Music. I usually tune their pianos on the first Saturday of the month, you see, because there aren't any classes there on that Saturday. I catch the BMT at 57th and get off at Union Square. Well, yesterday morning I got on the subway, just like I always do. I carry a little ordinary brown bag with all my tools in it and usually lay it right next to me under the seat. I was just sitting there, thinking hard, wondering how I was going to meet the bills at the end of the month, when a man sat down next to me. He shoved something under the seat and just sat there staring ahead. B flat, D flat, B flat, D flat, B flat, D flat.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got carried away for a moment. 4 stops later, the man got up, reached under the seat, pulled out a little brown bag, and started for the door. I remember noticing he was bald-headed and wearing big black horn-rimmed glasses. For a minute, I thought he'd stolen my bag of tools, but I reached my hand under the seat and found my bag was still there. I remember sort of chuckling to myself, thinking of the coincidence that he'd been carrying the same type of bag. Well, anyway, I got off at Union Square and walked up to the Lippin Ridge School of Music on 14th. There are 4 floors there, a piano on each floor, and I usually start at the top and work my way down. Well, since the school doesn't have any classes on Saturday, the place was deserted. That one's sour. Yeah, D flat. Well, I'll soon have that in shape. What the... I zipped open my bag to take out my tuning hammer and my wedges, but there were no tools in my bag. The tools were gone, and in their place were bundles and bundles of crisp $10 bills. And then it hit me. The little bald-headed man on the subway. The man who sat down next to me. This bag belonged to him. He picked up mine by mistake. There was no name on the bag, no identification of any kind. I started counting one of the bundles. Each bundle contained $1,000 in $10 bills, and there were 25 bundles. I had just come heir to $25,000. When I got home, Martha was washing some clothes out on the back porch, and Uncle Herman was rolling pennies for his pitch penny concession. I called both of them into the living room, pulled all the shades down, closed and locked all the doors, and set the bag on the table.
Hercules, what are you doing back home so soon?
What kind of nonsense is this, nephew?
Martha, Uncle Herman.
You look awful pale.
I guess I do.
Hercules, what's the matter with you?
Listen to me, both of you. I'm rich.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Hercules, act your age.
I'm not lying to you.
Look, I gotta get
you
out
must be sick.
Look, will both of you be quiet for just a minute?
Sounds like he's drunk.
Are you sick, Hercules?
Look, I'm not sick and I'm not drunk. I've got it right here.
You've got what?
Look. Wow.
Hercules.
Now do you believe me? Now do you believe I'm not sick or drunk? Look at it. $25,000.
$25,000? That's a lot of money.
Hercules, where'd you get all this money?
I found it.
Found it?
Found it?
Yes.
Listen to me, Hercules Remington. Don't you lie to me. Where'd you get all that money?
I told you, Martha, I found it.
I haven't lived with you for 10 years for nothing. I know when you're lying to me. Now tell me, where'd you get all this money?
Okay, if I tell you the truth, I know you won't believe
Well, tell me anyway.
Well, all right. Look, this morning I got on the subway, just like I always do. And some little bald-headed man with black horn-rimmed glasses sat down next to me. When he got up to get off the subway, I noticed he was carrying a brown bag, just like mine. At first, I thought it was mine. But mine was still under the seat. Anyway, when I got to the music school, I opened my bag, and all this money was in it.
Sounds fantastic.
Hercules.
But it's the truth. The little man picked up my bag by mistake. I searched this one for some identification, but there isn't any.
Then you mean the little bald-headed man has your bag with the tools in it?
I guess he does.
It seems odd that anyone would be carrying this much money around in a little brown bag.
Odd or not, the fact still remains that I didn't steal it.
Well, I guess there isn't any way that you can get a hold of this man, so we'll just have to turn the money over to the police.
The police?
Yes, I said the police.
But why?
Why? Good heavens, Hercules, you don't expect to keep this money.
Why not?
It isn't ours.
Why? Why isn't it ours? I found it. I didn't steal it, Martha.
Hercules.
Martha, don't you see? Maybe this is fate. Maybe we were meant to have this money. Maybe if
You're
we just...
crazy. You're out of your head. You're talking like a madman, and I won't have it.
But, Martha...
But you didn't come by this money honestly. It isn't legally yours.
Now, wait a minute, Martha. Maybe Hercules is
Now, you stay out of this, Uncle Herman. Hercules, you're going to take this money to the police.
No. No, I'm not. I'm not going to take this to the police or anyone else. Do you understand me? I'm not going to take this money to the police.
Hercules, I don't understand you at all. But mark my words, you'll pay for this.
Well...
Don't pay no attention to her, nephew.
But why does she have to be that way? Why can't she understand me just this once? Why can't she see my side of it? See, I didn't steal this money.
No, you didn't, nephew.
And I'm going to keep it.
Sure you are, nephew. Sure you are. You're going to keep it.
You bet I am. The next morning, that was this morning, Sunday, Martha wouldn't speak to me at all. Her eyes were all red and puffed up. I could see that she'd been crying. And Uncle Herman wasn't doing much talking either. Martha just kept sniffling as she puttered around the stove. Martha, my peach isn't peeled.
Peel it yourself.
But
Here, I'll peel it for you, nephew.
Thanks, Uncle Herman. Martha, please, won't
Don't
you try...
you talk to me.
Oh, don't be too hard on him, Martha. After all, a man's got a
I
right.
told you once, Uncle Herman, you stay out of this. It's none of your business.
Sorry. She's plenty mad. Well, ain't you going to answer the phone?
Hello?
Mr. Remington?
Yes?
Hercules Remington?
Yes, who is this, please?
I want to return your bag of piano tools to you, Mr. Remington.
I
believe there was a slight mix-up. I believe in my haste I picked up your bag instead.
But how did you find me? I mean...
Oh, it was quite simple. There's only one piano tuner with the initials HR in New York City.
well, what do you know?
You do want your piano tools back, don't you, Mr. Remington?
Listen to me.
I don't think you'd like the idea of not being able to tune any more pianos.
What?
And I'd like to have my bag returned.
Of course.
As soon as possible.
Yes.
Tonight.
Tonight?
At 9:30 tonight. Meet me at Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden?
At 9:30 at the 49th Street entrance. The door on the far end will be left slightly open. And please be prompt, Mr. Remington, with my brown bag. You see, it will displease my business partner considerably if he finds I've lost the bag.
Well, all right. The 49th Street entrance, the door on the far end.
Hercules, what's wrong? Well, you're as white as a ghost.
I am?
You sure are.
I guess I should be. That was the little bald-headed man with horn-rimmed glasses, Uncle Herman. I've just lost $25,000. Uncle Herman went in the living room to read the Sunday paper, and I went in the bedroom to tell Martha about the phone call. But she wasn't there. In fact, she wasn't anywhere in the house. She was gone, and I figured that she'd probably gone over to her sister's house. I was so nervous the rest of the afternoon I couldn't eat a thing. I left the house for Madison Square Garden about 9 o'clock. From riches to rags in about 24 hours. And I was back riding the subway. I walked up 8th Avenue to the garden. I turned and walked up 49th Street to the entrance and stopped. Sure enough, one of the doors on the far end was open a little, just as the little man had told me it would be. I slipped in through the open door. It was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. Hello? Hello? Anybody here? Hello? Is there anyone here? What the? I stumbled over something and almost fell. I struck a match and looked down at a body. The body of the little man in horn-rimmed glasses. His head was all covered with blood. I started to blow out the match, and then something caught my eye. Lying next to his body was my brown bag with the initials HR. And next to the bag, covered with blood, was my tuning hammer.
Autolite is bringing you Mr. Jack Benny in Murder in G-Flat, tonight's production in radio's outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Senor Wilcox, why does the Autolite Stay Full battery need water like Pepito needs a hole in the head?
Well, Pepito, the Autolite Stay Full needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use because that consistently conserving and constantly cooperating battery has over 3 times the liquid protection of batteries without Stay Full features.
And why is the Autolite Stay Full strong as a bull, senor?
Because of the fiberglass retaining mats protecting every positive plate. They prevent shedding and flaking and keep the power-producing materials in place.
Greater convenience and dependable starting, yes, senor?
Right, Pepito. And in addition, the Autolite Stay Full battery gives you longer life, as proved by tests conducted according to accepted life cycle standards.
And all these make the Stay Full welcome a siesta after fiesta. Eh, senor?
Right you are. So, friends, visit your neighborhood Autolite battery dealer for an Autolite Stay Full. The battery that needs water only 3 times a year in normal car use. Your Autolite battery man is fully equipped to give you the best in battery advice and service because...
Because you are always right with Autolite.
And now Autolite brings back to our Hollywood soundstage Mr. Jack Benny in Elliot Lewis's production of Murder in G-Flat, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
Please, Lieutenant, may I call my wife? I want to...
Finish your story first, Mr. Remington. You can call her after that.
Oh, all right.
You were standing over the body of this man in Madison Square Garden. You found your tuning hammer next to the body.
Yes, my tuning hammer. Let me tell you, Lieutenant, I was scared. Plenty scared. Here I was standing over a dead man in Madison Square Garden. And clutched in my hand was his brown bag containing $25,000. Who would kill them? Who would... But I couldn't stop to think about that now. I had to get out of there, and fast. and take my bag and hammer lying on the floor with me. I started to reach for my bag when a sound, G-flat. Someone had opened up a knife. Whoever it was coming toward me, I blew out the match and waited. Who was in that corridor with me? Was it the business partner of the little man? Was it... I started to move backwards, and then a big black figure loomed up at me. With all my strength, I brought the brown bag swinging up from the floor. I ran until I thought my legs would drop. My mind was all fogged up now. I couldn't think straight. Who was the guy who just tried to kill me? One thing I knew for sure, I had to get rid of this money until I could think things out. But where? Where could I get rid of it? I neared the corner of 59th and 8th Avenue and then saw it. A bus terminal. Why not? A public locker in the bus station. I opened the door and walked in.
Scranton, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia leaving in 10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am, in about 20 minutes.
Excuse me, mister. I'd like to have a key for a locker.
Just a second.
G-sharp.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing.
What do you know? Haven't got an empty one right now. Have to wait a little while.
You mean out of all of these hundreds of lockers, you haven't got one empty?
Well, I'm sorry, mister, but you can see for yourself. A lot of servicemen in town over the weekend.
Well, how long will it be?
10, 15 minutes, maybe a couple hours.
Okay, I'll wait. I'll sit over there. I bought a paper at the newsstand and sat down on one of the benches. I didn't even know what I was reading. I just kept... And then I saw it. On page 2, a complete account of a robbery that had occurred on Friday night at one of the downtown post offices. 2 bandits had escaped with $25,000 in $10 bills. This was it. It must have been. But would the police believe a story like that? Of course they wouldn't. I had the money, and it was my tuning hammer there, lying next to the body in the garden. I got out of that bus terminal in a hurry and walked up 8th Avenue. Where could I go? The only place I could think of was Coney Island. Coney Island and Uncle Herman and his pitch penny concession. It was late, and the island amusement park was almost deserted. It was cold and close to 11. Uncle Herman was leaning against the side of his concession as I walked up.
Why, nephew, what are you doing out this way?
Uncle Herman, quick, let's go in back.
All right. There ain't no customers anyway. Yeah. Oh, what happened, Hercules? Did you give the money back to the man?
I went to meet him at the garden, just like he told me. But when I got there and I found him, he was dead.
Dead?
He'd been beat over the head with my tuning hammer.
Why, Hercules.
I was just about to grab my hammer and bag and get out of there when someone made a lunge at me in the dark. But I got away. I went to a bus terminal to put the money in a locker. I had to wait. And then I read that the money is stolen post office money.
Oh, you got yourself in a mess, nephew.
I'm frantic. I don't know what to do. That's why I came here.
Well, I'm glad you did, nephew. Glad you did.
But what am I going to do?
Well, best thing would be to go back and get that hammer and bag. Leave the money here. I'll hide it for you.
But maybe I ought to go to the police.
You can't go to the police with that story. They'd never believe you, Hercules.
I know.
Bring your bag and come with me, nephew. I got a hiding place for that money that no one will ever find.
Uncle Herman locked his place up, and then he led me over to the fun house. It was closed now, and the place was all dark. But Uncle Herman had a key. He led me up some stairs to a high ramp that people climb on, to slide down the big chute. He stopped at one of them.
Here, nephew. Right under this top chute, we'll just pry one of the boards loose a little and slip the bag with the money underneath. No one in the world will ever look for it. There we are. Now, give me the bag, nephew.
Here you are, Uncle Herman. Are you sure that no one will find it here?
Absolutely, nephew. You and I are the only ones who know where it is. Well, there's nothing to be afraid of. Now, hand me the bag.
Here you are.
That's it. Now, let's just check to make sure that...
What's the matter, Uncle Herman?
Where's the money, nephew?
The money? What are you talking about? It's in the...
Is this what you call money? Why, this bag's got nothing in it but bundles of torn newspaper.
I don't understand.
Hercules, dear nephew, what did you do with the money?
I don't know. It was in there. You saw it yourself when I brought it home.
This a scheme of yours, Hercules?
Scheme?
Trying to cheat on your dear old uncle, aren't you, Hercules?
Uncle Herman, what are you talking about?
Where's the money, Hercules?
G-flat. That knife. G-flat.
This ain't no time to play games with your Uncle Herman, Hercules.
Uncle Herman, where were you tonight?
What's that, Hercules?
G-flat. Your knife. It's G-flat.
Looks like this thing has got you going, Hercules.
It was you in the garden, wasn't it, Uncle Herman? You killed him.
Let's not waste any more time, nephew. Now tell me where that money is.
I don't know.
Stop lying to your dear uncle, Hercules.
I'm not lying.
I usually use this knife to scale fish. The smell of fish is stronger than the smell of blood.
But I tell you, I don't know where that money is.
You're lying to me. You came down here just to throw me off, didn't you? Make me think you lost the money.
Uncle Herman, stay away from me.
All right, Hercules. So you won't tell your dear uncle.
He rushed at me with the knife. I stepped back, tripped over the board he had pried loose, and fell down. But Uncle Herman... He went hurtling over me, head over heels down the long slide. When I got back down at the bottom of the slide chute, he was dead.
The uncle had his neck broken, Lieutenant.
Yeah. What about the money?
Well, Mr. Remington's wife turned it over to the authorities this morning about 11 o'clock. She said the money wasn't his, and she didn't want him carrying it around.
Well, I guess that'll be all, Mr. Remington. You can go now.
But isn't it dangerous? I mean, the partner is still...
We picked up his business partner a few hours after the robbery.
Oh.
But just in case you happen to come across another $25,000 that doesn't belong to you, promise me that you'll get in touch with the authorities, will you, Mr. Remington?
Oh, I've learned my lesson, Lieutenant. Believe you me, I have.
Yeah, good.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, I almost forgot. I gotta call my wife. She's probably frantic by now.
There's a payphone right outside in the corridor.
Payphone?
Yeah, right around the corner. You can't miss it.
Well, she's waited this long. I think I'll just tell her when I get home.
Suspense. Presented by Autolite. Tonight's star, Mr. Jack Benny.
Ah, fine meal, Pepito. So long.
Hey, no dessert, Senor Wilcox?
I never desert, Pepito. I'm always faithful to those 400 fine products for cars, trucks, tractors, planes, and boats made by Autolite in 28 plants from coast to coast. These include complete ignition systems used as original factory equipment on many leading makes of our finest cars. Generators, coils, distributors, electric windshield wipers, voltage regulators, wire and cable, starting motors, and many more. And they're all engineered to fit together perfectly, work together perfectly, because they're all part of the Autolite team. So, friends, don't accept electrical parts supposed to be as good. Ask for and insist on Autolite original factory parts at your neighborhood service station, car dealer, garage, or repair shop. Remember, you're always right with Autolite.
Next week on Suspense, our stars will be Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in Early to Death. And in weeks to come, you will hear such famous stars as James Stewart, Ann Baxter, and Rosalind Russell, all on Suspense.
Suspense is produced and directed by Elliot Lewis, with music composed by Lucien Morawek and conducted by Lud Gluskin. Murder in G-Flat was written for Suspense by Richard George Petticini. Portions of this program were transcribed. In tonight's cast, Joseph Kearns was heard as Uncle Herman, Bea Benaderet as Martha, and Larry Thor as the lieutenant. Others in the cast were Clayton Post, Jack Crucian, and Paul Frees. Jack Benny may be heard each Sunday on CBS on his own radio program, The Jack Benny Show.
And remember, next week on Suspense, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz in a story about a mysterious airplane crash in the mountains of Mexico. A tale we call Early to Death.
You can buy Autolite Stay Full batteries, Autolite resistor type or standard type spark plugs, Autolite electrical parts at your neighborhood Autolite dealers. Switch to Autolite. Good night.
Tonight, Autolite salutes the men and women leaders in boys' clubs all over America. This is National Boys Club Week, a time to remember that our boys' clubs serve the boy, the community, and the nation by training tomorrow's leaders today. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
What Jack Benny program anywhere would be complete without Joseph Kearns and Bea Benaderet. They have been wonderful actors and were wonderful actors throughout their life. 74 years ago, April 5th, 1951, Suspense here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll get prepared to hear about the secret word coming up in just a moment.
There is a defense against radioactive fallout. During enemy attack, get to a shelter immediately. Stay there until local officials advise you it's safe to leave. Be prepared.
We move from drama to comedy with Groucho Marx and the comedy quiz show You Bet Your Life going back 75 years, April 5th, 1950, as Mr. Fenneman tells us about the secret word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is smile. S-M-I-L-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Oh, that fellow's just love happy. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples tonight. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
Just before we went on the air, we asked if there were any young people in the audience who'd like to get married if they found the right person. And our studio audience selected Miss Rosalie Page and Mr. Bob Hartham, and here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, kids, for the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. And if either of you says the secret word, you split $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you always have with you. So you two would like to get married, eh? Well, we'll see what we can do here. Miss Page, is that right?
That's right.
Rosalie Page.
Yeah.
Where you from, Rosalie?
St. Louis, Missouri.
And where you from? Bob Hartham?
Hartham. Kansas City, Missouri.
Kansas City.
Kansas
Well,
City.
you're practically stablemates, huh? How old are you, Bob?
35.
35. And Rosalie, what is your age?
27.
That's a lovely age. How long have you been 27?
Since October the 27th,
What year?
1949.
It isn't necessary to snarl at me, Rosalie. Well, you're a very pretty girl, Rosalie. Why aren't you married? You've reached the age of consent?
Well, nobody really ever asked me.
Well, nobody asked me, and I'm married. Bob, have you ever asked a girl to marry you?
No, never have.
Would you be interested in asking Rosalie?
Well, I don't know her.
Well, these days, that doesn't stop anybody. Besides, I can fix that. Bob, I want you to meet Rosalie.
How do you do?
Well, now it's all settled now. If I can just find you two a place to live, that's all. What sort of work do you do, Bob?
I'm a room clerk at the Townhouse Hotel.
Rosalie, I found you a place to live. Anything unusual ever happen around your hotel?
Oh, quite a few unusual things.
Well, could you give us one, an example?
Well, I remember particularly the first occasion when I roomed my first guest. This gentleman came up to the desk and put a portable radio on the desk and said, do you have AC or DC current here? And I went over to the information rack and I hurried back and said, no, sir, neither one is registered with us.
And you're still working at the hotel? Rosalie, who do you work for?
Jerry Ralston.
Jerry Ralston?
Yes.
Thought that was a breakfast food. What kind of work do you do, Rosalie?
I'm a legal secretary.
A legal secretary?
Yes.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Ralston, huh?
Yes.
What kind of a name is that for a law firm? Doesn't he have a complete lawyer's name like
yes.
Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, and Shyster?
It's Fink, Ralston, Leventhal, and Kent.
Oh, see, I knew there were more handles to it than that. Now, Rosalie, as a legal secretary, just what do you do?
I start out in the morning by opening up the office and start filing and getting things ready for the boss, cleaning off his desk, and bring my book, and...
You take dictation, huh?
I take dictation, yes.
Does your boss have comfortable knees? Huh?
No, I don't know.
Never sat on your boss's knee?
No.
Fine secretary. Yeah. Where do you sit in your office?
On a chair.
You'll never get any work done that way, huh? What kind of dictation do you take from your boss, Rosalie?
Well, various pleadings like complaints, answers, and orders nunc pro tunc, and...
What's that?
Orders nunc pro tunc.
What is that?
Now for then.
Now for them. Why don't they say that, huh?
Well, because it's Latin. They don't want to say it that way.
Oh, they don't want anybody to know what they just said.
And,
what else do they say?
and then I draw up leases, and, oh, yes, I also do briefs.
You do, huh?
Yes.
You take the boss's briefs, huh?
I take his briefs.
What do you do, sew patches on them? Doesn't he get chilly standing there? Does he?
No, these are legal briefs.
Legal or illegal, he's got no right to be standing there. What are legal briefs?
Well, they're documents that are rather lengthy documents.
Oh, long underwear, eh? That's the best kind of wear when you're making a court appearance. Eh? Is your chair more comfortable than your boss's knee?
Yes. No. Oh, I...
Then you've tried your boss's knee, eh? Now, what kind of a knee has he got? Is it AC or DC? Well, you're really a charming couple, and I hope you'll be very happy together. Now, before we play You Bet Your Life, I'd like to remind you, when you buy Easter seals, you help all crippled children everywhere. Your donations will go to the crippled children in your state. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to try for a chance at $1,000. You bet your life.
No matter why you drive in to a DeSoto Plymouth dealers, for a major repair job or a simple one, you'll find it the honest desire of all the folks there to serve you to the very best of their ability. Yes, and that's the way all of the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America feel about the customers they serve. You'll find it their creed to treat you fairly and squarely day after day, year after year. Why do they do their utmost to serve you in this manner? Because they want you for a satisfied customer, a steady customer in the years to come. That's why, no matter what make of car you drive, it pays to stop where you see the sign of an authorized DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at $1,000. Fenneman, tell them the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected nursery rhymes as your category. Is that correct?
That's right.
Here's your first question. How much of the $20 will you bet?
$10.
$10. What did old King Cole call for beside his bowl and pipe?
His fiddle's 3.
That's right. His fiddler's 3. Huh?
And they're on their way with $30.
All right, now you got $30. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the 30 will you try?
20.
$20. Where did Peter keep his wife?
And a pumpkin shell.
That's right. He kept her in a pumpkin shell.
Now they have $50,
Well,
Groucho.
so far, it's a horse apiece. Now you got $50, huh? How much of the 50 are you going to try?
40.
All right. What did the dish do when the cow jumped over the moon?
I ran away with a spoon.
That's right. The dish ran away with a spoon.
They're really climbing now. They have $90.
That's 2 for the girl and 1 for you. You may get married yet. Now you got $90. Huh? It's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 90?
80.
$80. Who swiped the tarts from the Queen of Hearts?
The knave.
The knave of hearts is right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $170.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, don't go away now. You might get a chance at the big question.
Groucho, the secret word is still smile. Perhaps the next couple will say it. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a beauty operator, Miss Lola Phillips, and her partner is a married man, Mr. Herb Parsons. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if one of you says the secret word, you divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Miss Lola Phillips, huh?
That's right.
A beauty operator, eh? And Mr. Parsons, you're a husband?
Yes, sir.
You're a husband, huh? Beauty and the Beast, huh? Mr. Herb Parsons, where did you come from?
Oh, out in the audience.
I know you're from the audience, but you weren't born out there, were you? How are things in the audience? Pretty good, huh? Pretty good, huh? How are conditions out there?
Very fine, very fine.
Uh-huh. Well, where are you from, Mr. Parsons?
Oh, Somerville, Tennessee.
And you're from where, Miss?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Fort Worth, huh? Are you married?
No, I'm not.
You're not, huh? Would you like to get married?
No, I wouldn't care to, thanks.
Well, that's the closest I've come in a long time. Now, what sort of work do you do, Mr. Parsons?
Oh, I shoot guns for Winchester.
You do, huh? Why doesn't Winchester shoot his own gun? What do you mean you shoot guns for Winchester? What kind of a job is that, huh?
Oh, it's a good job. I
It
go all
is,
over the country, you know, just shooting guns.
Well, who do you shoot at specifically?
Oh, I usually shoot for sportsman clubs, you know.
How'd you meet your wife? Did you take a shot at her? Or
Well...
How'd you meet her?
Oh, well, it was, you know, I married a smart girl. I found out later. It happened that there was a large hedge growing beside the walk, and I noticed one evening a little dog ran out and bit me on the breeches leg. I didn't pay too much attention to that. I thought the best thing for me to do would be to go in and complain to the landlord. And as soon as I turned into the hedge, she walks out and greets me. But
the
my
dog?
wife, both.
Oh.
And so I found out later that she was sicking the dog on me so that I would come in and complain, see? And
she was sick of you, did you say?
she is now, not then.
Now, what about the dog? You still got the dog?
No, the dog died.
Oh. He was lucky, wasn't he, huh? Do you do anything else besides shoot guns? Do you have any hobbies?
Oh, I'd say my hobby was calling ducks.
Mm-hmm. What do you call them?
I just walk at them and quack at them. If they come by, then that's when I shoot them with the gun. Duck for dinner.
That's a pretty dirty trick, isn't it? Well, come on.
You're blowing the call.
How does the wild goose go, do you know? Well, that's quite an accomplishment at that, I guess, huh? Look, what do you got there?
That's the duck call.
Well, how did you know you were going to meet a duck here tonight? You come
I always care this. This is a good luck piece.
Rap out a duck call.
Oh, maybe the
huh?
duck. It'll be way off, you know, about 3,
Is there a duck in the audience? Maybe you all better duck. He may have a gun with him, too. You know.
Straight back there.
Well, okay, let's have that. That's a hotel in Chicago. Let's shoot it anyway. And you mean to say that a duck finds that alluring?
No, his curiosity gets the best of him when he comes by.
Well, what does he think it is?
He doesn't know. That's the reason he comes by, I think.
Well, who figured that out?
Oh, I couldn't tell you that, but it
That's
works.
really a giant mind. Somebody figured out if we can get a sound that the duck doesn't know what it is, we can get a duck. Well, it's too much for me now. Where do you do your operating on beauties, Mrs. Phillips?
At Polly's Beauty Salon, 4875 Fountain Avenue.
Well, you're a beauty operator, all right. That plug was a beauty, I'll bet. What's the most popular type of service at your Fountain of Youth?
Pen, finger, and permanent waves.
What is it?
Pen, finger, and permanent waves.
Pen, finger, and permanent. I used to know a law firm by that name, huh? That finger was such a crook, too. What a sleazy character he was. What are some of the other things you do for females to help them trap a sucker?
Well, we give them manicures, pedicures, facials.
And they say a thing of beauty is a joy forever. Apparently, a thing of beauty is a joy for about 3 days. Why do women go through all this chromium plating process?
Well, they want to bring out their natural beauty.
Well, how do you bring it out? In jars, huh? Now, you mentioned facials before. Just what is the purpose of a facial?
Well, it will tighten the skin. It'll remove crow's feet.
Some of your customers have crow's feet? They keep their shoes on, nobody will notice it. Well, how do you tighten the skin? Do you use a screwdriver or a socket wrench?
No,
What do you do? Roll it up their back or something? What's the latest haircut style for women at the moment?
Well, it's contour cutting to the shape of the head.
Might turn up some very interesting heads. What do you do with a head that's shaped like an ashtray? Do you ever listen to your customers when they gab to each other?
Oh, I'm much too busy.
I see, but what do they talk about? For example, what did they say this morning when you were in the shop? Huh?
Oh, one lady was talking about how much she lost at
But
canasta.
you don't listen when they talk, Have you been listening intently to all this secret stuff about beauty shops, Mr. Parsons?
Very much.
Pretty revealing, isn't it, huh?
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Well, tell me, which do you prefer, a blonde, a brunette, or a redhead?
Oh, I kind of like about between a blonde and a redhead.
Well, that's a perfect place to be. That's certainly better than being between a blonde and a bald-headed man. Well, after talking to a beauty operator, I know all the secrets of the opposite sex, but despite that, I love them anyway. So help me. And now you're going to play the DeSoto Plymouth game. You bet your life for a chance at $1,000. You beat the other couples, and you get a chance at the big question. I can't tell you how much the first couple won, but Fenneman is off stage to remind our listeners.
The legal secretary and the hotel clerk earned $170.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected Irish songs as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Here's your first question. You have $20. How much will you bet?
$10?
Yeah, anything you want. Anything up to 20. What is the name of this Irish song? Play, Jerry. Take a guess. What is it? Danny Boy is right. We're on the way. We have $30, Groucho. Well, Miss Phillips, we thought we lost you that time. Now you got $30. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. And if you don't give the right answers, he's liable to shoot you when this thing is over. Now, how much of the $30 will you bet?
20? Let's bet 20.
$20. Give me the title of this song. McNamara's Band. That's why we have $50. All right, you got $50. Here's your third question. How much of the 50 will you go for?
40.
$40. Okay with you, Mr. Parsons?
That's very good.
Let's see if you can identify this Irish song. Okay, Jerry? The Wearing of the Green is right.
We're really on their way now. They have $90.
You've got $90, and here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 90 will you try?
Let's bet it all.
Okay.
Okay. What is the name of this song? guess at
Did
it.
you make the shamrocks go or something?
I'm sorry. It's a little bit of heaven.
A little bit of heaven.
You were close to it. I'm terribly sorry. Well, I'll give you one more question. You get it right and you win $10. Remember, no coaching, please. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Who is buried in Grant's tomb?
Oh, Grant.
General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, we'll soon know who gets the chance at the $1,000 question.
You know, friends, every dealer who sells DeSoto also sells Plymouth.
Is that by any chance why they're called DeSoto Plymouth dealers?
Precisely, Groucho.
How clever. Now ask me, how many DeSoto Plymouth dealers there are?
All right, Groucho. How many DeSoto Plymouth dealers are there from coast to coast?
Well, they're under 4,000.
Well, it's over 3,000.
Well, that's under 4,000. Fenneman, can't you count higher than 3,000?
Yes, and you can count on the best in service, a fair and square price, when you visit any authorized DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
An accurate statement if I ever heard one. Fenneman, who's ahead in the battle for the $1,000 question?
Well, the secretary and the hotel clerk are leading with $170, and the secret word is still smile. Just before we went on the air, we asked for couples with an interesting occupation, Groucho, and here comes a pair who was chosen. Mr. and Mrs. John Schlieser, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life, folks. And if you say the DeSoto Plymouth secret word, you win $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Mrs. Schlieser, Ruth Schlieser, huh? Where are you from, Ruth?
Oh, Manhattan, Brooklyn, the Bronx.
You're really spread all over town, aren't you? Where were you born, the subway?
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
Well, I certainly don't. John, where are you from?
Belgrade, Serbia.
Belgrade, that's
now
the
they
kind
call him Yugoslavia.
Oh. I wouldn't know. I haven't heard a news broadcast for over an hour. Huh? John, what sort of interesting occupation do you and Ruth have, since that's the reason you were picked here tonight?
Well, I'm a taxidermist and naturalist.
Mm-hmm. What do you do as a naturalist and taxidermist?
Well, I mount all kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, fish.
Well, don't be sizing me up, you know. You're a taxidermist, huh? Well,
Yes,
you don't
sir.
look stuffy to me, John, huh? How old are you, Mr. Schlieser?
Well, I am 74 years young.
Well, you're very young looking. Very young looking. And how young are you, Mrs.
Hi.
Schlieser?
Would you guess?
Well, if you stop wiggling, I'll take a guess at it. Well, I would say you were about 31.
Oh, brother, you're far from it.
I'm far from it?
Uh-huh.
In which direction, huh?
Oh.
Now, tell us something about taxidermy. It's a very unusual occupation. For example, say I wanted you to stuff a lion. What's the first thing on the list?
Well, first get the lion.
Well, let's make it a leopard, huh? That's all right, I've got a lion. Never mind where I got it. Go ahead. What do you do, huh?
Well, first of all, you know, I take
I know.
him...
First you get the lion. I know that.
That's the first thing. And be sure that he's dead. Then we take a complete
Well, how do you find out if he's dead? Do you take an autopsy or send for the coroner?
When they come to me, I'm sure they're dead.
But if they come at you, you're not so sure, huh? Well, you've had wide experience with dead animals. Have you ever handled any live animals, Professor?
Oh, yes, I had. Sorriest experience. I was out collecting in Africa, and that day it happened that the lion see me first. And I had no chance. Quick pull my gun, and he made a roaring leap, but he was too close, they mauled me.
You must have been a very well-trained lion. He wanted to stuff himself with you, huh? How did you get to be a taxidermist?
I loved everything what God created. Immaterial, what kind of animals, reptiles, insects, everything. I was interested in them.
Mm-hmm. What's the largest animal you ever worked on, Mr. Schlieser?
It's a brontosaurus.
I beg your pardon. I thought you said a brontosaurus, huh?
That's what I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you did, huh? I can keep this up as long as he can. Cocktails, anyone? Well, this has certainly been very interesting and instructive having you here tonight. You see, if I never met you, I'd never know anything about taxidermy. Now I know practically everything about it. Now, let's see how good you two are at winning money. You're going to play You Bet Your Life for $1,000. You beat the other two couples, and you get a chance at the big question later. I can't tell you how much they won, but Fenneman's going to remind our listeners.
The hotel clerk and the secretary are ahead with $170.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected biblical questions as your category. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you try?
10.
Well,
All right. Who was the wicked wife of Ahab? A-H-A-B. She was trampled to death.
I don't know.
Well, it was Jezebel, huh?
They have $10, Groucho.
All right. Now you're down to... Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the $10 will you try?
20.
That shows you what you can do when you stuff animals, huh? All right, how much of the $10 will you try?
Well, 5.
$5, all right. What prophet lived 3 days and 3 nights inside a whale?
Well, I don't know. I give up.
Have you never stuffed a whale?
No.
Well, this one was stuffed with Jonah. You should have known that.
They have $5 now.
Now you're down to $5. Here's your third question. How much of the $5 will you bet?
Well, I bet.
The what?
I bet the 5.
All right. Who led the attack at the Battle of Jericho?
I never paid much attention.
Well,
to
it was Joshua. These are tough
Joshua.
questions. I'm not surprised that you don't know them. I certainly wouldn't know them. All right, I'm going to give you another chance to get rich quick. You get this one right, and I'll hand over $10 in cash immediately. It's a tough one, so think hard now, and no coaching, please. What is the name of the famous president whose daughter is a singer?
Oh, Truman. of
Truman
course.
is right, huh?
This couple lost all their money, so that means the secretary and the hotel clerk with $170 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. To get expert, courteous service at the lowest possible cost, more and more car owners every day drive into DeSoto Plymouth dealers. That's a wise thing for you to do, too. For DeSoto Plymouth dealers always do their utmost to please you in every way they can. They have factory-trained mechanics working with factory-designed and approved tools and equipment. They make sure the service they offer in their shops is the best service you can get anywhere. And that goes for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers throughout America, all of whom take pride in their reputation for fast, efficient, courteous service. Keep this in mind next time your car needs attention, and drive in at the sign of an authorized DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here is the secretary and the hotel clerk, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $1,000. Ready? I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, and think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Here it is. Although there are many walled cities in Europe, W-A-L-L-E-D, although there are many walled cities in Europe, there is only one walled city in North America. For $1,000, can you tell me what it is? Okay, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
Well, I don't know.
I thought it was West Point, but
No, I'm sorry. It's Quebec, the former capital of Canada. I'm sorry. That means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won $170 in the quiz. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, Next week, the big question will be worth $1,500.
Well, Bing Crosby's waiting to use the hall, so good night, folks. And remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. It's a wise driver who believes in highway signs. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Groucho was on CBS for the 1949-1950 season, and he was followed by Bing Crosby, as he mentioned in the little tag there in the Bing Crosby show. No longer the Crap Music Hall, his own show at that point in time. But because Crosby wanted the shows recorded. He didn't like having to do live shows. He would do live-to-tape shows, but he didn't want to have to be at 8 o'clock at night or 5 o'clock in the afternoon in the West Coast to do a live show. So they would record it whenever they could get an audience or whenever he wanted to do it. But I don't know why I went off on that tangent. I did want to mention that he was on CBS. The previous few seasons, he was on ABC. Fenneman went with him to CBS to do the show, and then went with him to NBC to do the show over there and on television until the conclusion of the series. Groucho Marx, You Bet Your Life, 75 years ago, April 5th, 1950, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on our Sunday edition of the podcast, we'll have more comedy. Jack Benny as Jack Benny, not as Murder in G-flat, with an episode about the swimming pool. The Life of Riley from 1946, and Riley discovers a silver fox coat on the bus. Meet Corliss Archer, starring Janet Waldo. We'll have another episode of that a little later in the week, too. A little later next week. Meet Corliss Archer. Janet Waldo, you remember her from her voice work that she did so often with not only Stan Freberg, but also with the Jetsons. As I recall, she was Judy Jetson. And then Bob Hope from 1948 with his guest, Dinah Shore, and Lum and Abner as they prepare for the big premiere of the new Lum and Abner movie. That'll be coming up on Sunday. And then on Monday, we will have an episode of the Kraft Music Hall with his guest, Groucho Marx, also Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, Abbott and Costello, and A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. And then we'll have a little bit of Western adventure with The Six Shooter, starring Jimmy Stewart, the All-Star Western Theater, The Roy Rogers Show, and an episode of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, from their final season. That's all coming up over the next couple of days here as we get through this weekend of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up next on the program, we'll head way back, over 80 years. In fact, it's going back, how far? Oh, not quite 80 years, 78 years. For an episode, no, it is 88 years for an episode of Fibber McGee and Molly.
There are two air raid warning signals. A steady blast of 3 to 5 minutes means attack is probable. A wavering tone or series of short blasts means take cover.
We roll on now, going way back, 80 years, 88 years, April 5th, 1937, for an early episode of Fibber McGee and Molly.
The Johnson Wax Program, with Ted Weems Orchestra, and starring Marion and Jim Jordan as Fibber McGee and Molly. Ted Weems opens the show with this year's Kisses. Once you try Johnston's self-polishing glow coat on your floors and linoleum, you'll be so enthusiastic you'll be telling all your friends about this wonderful no-rubbing floor polish. Glow coat makes floors shine like new, keeps linoleum looking fresh and bright, and saves hours of floor cleaning time. Dirt and dust can't cling to the beautiful polished surface. And Glow Coat is so easy to use. It dries in 20 minutes and shines as it dries without any work of rubbing or buffing. If you want to have lovely, clean floors that everyone will admire, order Johnston's self-polishing Glow Coat tomorrow from your dealer. Glow Coat is made by the makers of Johnston's Wax, floor finishing authorities for more than 50 years. Well, Sir, Fibber has a new hobby, gardening. But before he really gets into it, he'd like to discuss it pro and con with some other enthusiast. So, in a friendly attempt to find a congenial spirit, we find Fibber McGee and Molly.
Friends, with your kind permission, I'm going to ask a few of you to step up here to the microphone and give the folks listening in some idea of your hobby. Mine, I might add, is gardening. Madam, would you mind stepping up here to the microphone? No? Oh, come on. Come on. Come on up. Harpo will hold the baby for you. Come on. No? Oh, come on. Well, all right. Brother, you in the second row there, will you come up on the platform? That's it. Now, just talk into the microphone here. A little closer. Fine. Now,
will you please tell us, sir, if you have a hobby of any kind?
Such as gardening?
Well, I knit.
What? You what?
Did you say you nap, Bud?
Yes, that's right. I knit.
What is your name, please?
O'Shea. O teardrop, S-H-E-A, O'Shea.
What do you mean, teardrop?
Oh, well, you know, I always think of an apostrophe as a little teardrop, don't you?
Oh, do tell. Well, I can't say it how it's ever exactly occurred to me that way, Bud. So you're a knitter, eh? What do you knit?
Oh, everything. Socks, mittens, sweaters, and stuff. I crocheted, too, and tat.
Tat-a-boy.
What do you expect to do with your knitting, Mr. O'Shea?
Oh, I hope to open a knitting shop sometime. I'm going to call it O'Shea's Crochet Shop.
How about the Shays O'Shea? Kind of a slogan like this. Crochet? Okay. Sashay away to the Shays O'Shea.
Goody, that's ducky. Just for that, I'm going to knit you a pair of mittens for your gardening.
Oh, don't do it. He's clumsy enough barehanded.
Much obliged, Bud. Did you ever consider gardening as a hobby yourself?
Me? I should say not.
Oh.
Bugs on the roses and bees in your hair and mud on your knees, that's all you get. I think it's stupid. Well, if you'll excuse me.
Oh,
well, certainly he'll excuse you.
With pleasure. He's got bugs in his bonnet. Now try to pick out a gardener this time.
Well, now, there's a familiar face. The foreign-looking gentleman in the third row, please.
Oh, yeah.
What is your name, sir?
A little closer to the microphone, please, Doc.
Okay, Tavares.
A little farther away from the mic, please. There. Now, what was the name again?
What difference is name making to you?
Well, we just,
Rose by any other name would smell pretty good, too. My name is Nicholas Nikolovna Nikolai Nikolaevich.
Handle this guy carefully, Molly. He's full of the old Nick.
Have you a hobby, sir?
What is that, Babushka? What is hobby be?
A hobby, Vodka, is a sideline, something you do for personal enjoyment, for your own happiness.
For my own happiness, Tavares, I am doing nyatting. Oh. Happiness is for dumbbells. Intelligent people is nyat for being happy. I wish to suffer.
Oh, you wish to suffer, eh? Well, I think that can be arranged, Bud. But didn't you ever walk out into a garden as the dew was gleaming on the tender little bud of a rose? A lovely rose.
Roses are also for dumbbells, Tavares. I cannot suffer with roses.
Oh, well, you can always stick yourself with a thorn if you want to be like that.
Now you're talking, Babushka. I think you're having something there.
Excuse me, please. I think I'm going back to listen to rest the program.
Why, Bud? What's your hurry?
I wish to suffer.
Happiness is for dumbbells. Well, you should be practically in a state of ecstasy, McGee.
Why?
Well, never mind now. Will the gentleman with the spectacles step up to the microphone, please?
Oh,
Thank you.
now then, Bud, what is your hobby?
Stamps.
Postage stamps?
What other kind of stamps are there?
Well, so you collect postage stamps, do you?
Yes.
Well, that must be very interesting.
Yes.
I suppose you learn a lot about history and geography and stuff, studying stamps, eh, Bud?
Yes.
You've been collecting them long?
Yes.
Does it take a lot of your time?
Yes.
If you ever got tired of stamps, Bud, would you ever think of taking up some other hobby, such as maybe gardening?
No.
Oh. Well, that's the point, too, Bud. But think of what it means to get into closer touch with nature. To feel that you're responsible for each little sprout that peeps through the earth in the springtime. Wouldn't that give you a kind of a thrill?
No.
Well, what would?
Stamps.
Well, thanks, Bud. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bud, for that very interesting discourse on stamps. I'm sure we all realize what a lot of enjoyment and... Where are you going, Molly?
I'm going down and sit next to that Russian gentleman.
Why?
I'm going to help him suffer.
Oh, no. Hey, wait a minute. Perry Como is going to sing.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll stay right here, McGee.
No dream here by a campfire, dreaming I see you near me, hanging here by a campfire, hoping that you may hear me. Close to our hills of blue, darling, I spend this hour with you in smoke green. Here by a campfire, dreaming you're close beside me. In smoke green, yes, smoke green. In smoke green, just smoke green.
Well, Fibber didn't find any gardening enthusiasts, but he isn't easily discouraged. So here in the front yard at 79 Wistful Vista, we find Fibber McGee and Molly with seeds, trowels, spades, rakes, gardening books, seeds, scissors, seeds, and more seeds.
McGee, you've got enough seeds here to cultivate the Imperial Valley. What's the idea of getting so many?
Well, shucks, who am I to stint nature? You know the old poem, Molly? Spring scatters with a lavish hand.
Head cold through our lovely land.
Well, that ain't what I had in mind, but...
Hey, get out of there. Shoot! Eat it!
Dad-ratted egg poppers sneak up behind me and eat the seeds before they hit the ground.
Well, they have to eat, don't they?
Well, they don't have to eat at my expense. That guy next door don't keep his poultry at home. I'll report him to the Secret Service.
Secret Service?
Well, I got these seeds from our congressman, so it's federal business.
Oh, dear.
Hand me that big trowel there, will you, Molly?
This one here?
No. That big one. That's it.
That isn't a trowel, Eagernut. That's a shovel.
I know, but you can't call a spade on the radio. Where'd I better plant this baby's breath?
Ah, baby's breath. Oh, isn't that a sweet name for a flower?
Never mind the sentiment, Molly. Where'll I put 'em?
You know, McGee, I think it'd be just darling to plant the baby's breath right between the mums and the poppies.
This is just a small garden, not a nursery. Now, let's see. I think I'll put the Caleopsis next to the zinnias and the lady slippers next to the bachelor's buttons.
What? And start a scandal?
You know, Molly, I'll bet I'll have the prettiest garden in all of the...
Pat, get out of here.
By the way, McGee, what's in this envelope? There's no picture or printing on it.
Oh, those seeds? Oh, them's daisies.
Well, how do you know?
They won't tell.
I think you're planting this stuff too early, McGee.
Why, it's almost 5 o'clock.
No, I mean the season, foolish.
Oh, no, I know what I'm doing, Molly. Why, shucks, at one time, I was the champion gardener of Michigan.
Oh, dear.
Calla Lily McGee, I was known as in them days.
Oh, my.
Calla Lily McGee, the colossal cultivator of captivating carnations, clean-cut contriver of colorful calopsis, cute coaxer of chrysanthemums, and King Kong of Kalamazoo's cabbage crop. Hand me some more of them seeds, Molly.
What kind of seeds are these?
Shake the package.
Hi-ho, everybody.
I thought so. Rudy to the valley. Well, now let's see.
Say, hurry up, McGee. It's real chilly out here. I'll bet your plants freeze tonight.
No, sir. The almanac says warmer and fair.
The almanac in the kitchen?
Yeah.
That's for 1922.
Well, these seeds don't know that. I always thought, but...
Say, aren't you planting these seeds pretty deep?
Oh, I don't know. I got to give them time to grow because they ain't picked till the 4th of July.
The 4th of July?
Sure.
Well, what are they?
Punks.
Ah, you mean pinks.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it says punks. Oh, well, hand me them seeds there.
Oh, here's the ones I like. Candy tough.
Yes, and it's kind of tough on your floors and linoleum not to protect them with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
Harpo.
Oh, hello, folks. Say, what are you doing?
Oh, dear.
What are we doing? What does it look like we're doing?
Feeding your chicken.
Hey, get out of here! Dad's got to feed it!
We're planting a garden, Mr. Wilcox.
No.
You know, flowers and vegetables and
Yeah,
stuff.
and listen, Harpo, we're pretty busy now. You better run along and work in your own garden.
How did you know I was working in my garden?
You got a kind of a seedy look.
Okay.
You know, Molly, I heard that guy build a shack just to plant his fleur-de-lis again.
Why?
Yeah. Somebody told him they were shanty iris.
Say, McGee, how is this garden soil? Have you had it analyzed to see if it's fertile?
I had it tested the other day.
How did it test?
100%.
100% what?
100% dirt.
Oh.
The book here says soil can be improved upon by adding a 2-inch layer of equal parts of sand and peat moss.
Pete Moss, who's he?
Probably the guy that wrote the book.
Hello, folks.
Oh, Ted Weems. Hi, Ted.
Hello, Ted.
What are you doing?
What are we doing? Well, confidentially, Ted, we're laying the keel for a new submarine for the Navy.
Well, what are all the seeds for?
Naval oranges. Keeps the crew from getting scurvy.
Well, let me take a handful. My first violinist is getting scurvier all the time.
Say, have you got a hobby, Ted?
Sure, I've got a hobby.
What is it?
Not gardening.
Well, what is it? What is your hobby?
That's it. Not gardening. I hate gardening.
What?
I think gardening is the silliest thing there is. Grubbing around the dirt from morning to night. For what? So 3 months later, you can pick a handful of mangy-looking tulips and a few undersized radishes. Gardening, boy.
Hey.
What?
Weems, when you say that, play.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program for a special announcement. Commencing next Monday night, April 12th, Fibber McGee and Molly will be heard at 9 o'clock Eastern and 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. This will be 1 hour later than heretofore. Thank you.
Now back to 79 Wistful Vista, where Fibber and Molly are still working in their garden.
Oh, sure.
You know what you're going to have to get for your garden, McGee?
What's that?
A weeder.
A weeder?
Yes, for weeding. Me Uncle Dennis was a great weeder.
What's he been weeding lately?
Oh, he's been weeding a lot of womances, the woad to wome, and whittle wet widen hood.
Well, I'll have to come over and weed them while I weed my harvest next fall. Yeah. Dad, Braddock, get out of here. Dad.
Say, I know what we ought to have in the garden, McGee.
What?
A bird bath. I think a bird bath is lovely in the garden.
Oh, no, you don't. No bird baths in my garden. No, sirree.
Well, heavenly days. Why not? I think they're sweet.
No, sir. Not what after happened to my brother Zan. No, sir. Zan had a pretty bitter experience that way.
What happened?
Well, Chuck, Zan had a swell garden, and he thought a bird bath would be nice, just like you.
A bird bath just like me.
No, I mean, he thought just like you that a bird bath would look kind of hotsy-topsy in his garden, so he built one.
Who did?
Zan. That's my brother, Alexander.
Oh.
Well, sir, he built this gorgeous bird bath in a nice spirit of humanity and with the love of wild creatures in his heart. And what do you suppose happened?
What did happen?
Why, shucks. He went out one morning, and the dad-ratted thing had run over and flooded the whole garden. Them fool birds had went off and left the water running.
Oh.
What are these seeds here, Molly?
Well, imagine that, McGee. They're wax beans.
Did you say wax beans?
Right there, old fellow, and if you've been waxing with anything but Johnson's, you just calm down.
Harpo. You know, you're beginning to get in my seeds. If you butt in again, I'm going to be kind of furious.
Ah, there are furies at the bottom of our garden.
Well, gee, I didn't mean any harm. Can't I watch you plant something?
Why, certainly. Can't he, McGee?
Well, Harpo, I'll tell you. You watch me plant something, and then I'll watch you plant something. How's that?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, now what? See? I make a little hole in the ground with the trowel.
Hand trowel or dish trowel?
Trowel, Mr. Wilcox. If there was a litter of shovels, this would be the run.
Oh, I see. All right, go ahead, Fibber.
Then I take this little crooked seed.
And what does the little crooked seed grow into?
Bent grass. I drop the seed in the earth.
A lot of iron in this soil.
Then I cover it up, see? Now it's your turn, Harpo.
Oh, gee, that's swell. Now what do I plant?
You plant 1 foot in front of the other. That way.
Oh, all I wanted to do was watch.
Now then. What was I talking about?
Well, what difference does it make?
You know, Molly, I'd like to work with old...
Hey, get out of here! Beat it! Ram!
Dad-ratted chickens anyway.
McGee, quit chasing those chickens. Come back here. Where are you going, dearie?
I'm going to see this guy next door here. I've had enough of this.
Yes? What was it, please?
You the lady of the house, sis?
Yes.
Are these your chickens?
Yes, they are.
Well, do you mind if I ask you a favor? Your chickens are awful fond of the seeds I'm trying to plant.
Yes?
So I think maybe if I plant them in your yard here, the chickens won't have to walk so far for their lunch. Yeah. You see, Shucks. She hung up on me.
She's probably in a hurry to catch Elmo Tanner whistling April Showers.
Molly tells me she has something she wants to say to you, and she really seems serious about it. I know you're as interested as I am in what she has to say. So, Molly, we're listening.
Well, I just want to say thank you to all you friends who've been so loyal to McGee and I. We like to get your letters, and we certainly appreciate it when you tell us that you use glow coat on your floors. Now, every time you go to the store and ask for Johnson's self-polishing glow coat, you're not only getting a wonderful floor polish that's going to save you all kinds of work, but you're also showing our sponsor that you like our radio program and you want it to stay on the air. So again, let me thank you most sincerely and say that I hope we'll all be together for a long, long time.
Well, there's just time left for me to remind you that you save money by ordering Glow Coat in the larger sizes. Look for the attractive yellow can with the lettering GLO-COAT. Johnson's Self-Polishing Glow Coat. Well, the scene remains the same, but it's 2 weeks later. Fibber has gone over the ground with a fine-tooth rake, but there's nary a sprout in sight. A little worried, he has sent for an agricultural expert, and the expert is expected any minute.
I wonder what I done wrong, Molly. They ought to be coming up by this time.
Well, maybe you planted the seeds upside down.
Shucks, I ain't that dumb. Let's see, I put the zinnias over about here and the asters. Where did I put the asters, Molly?
Well, I don't know, but I hope it was a prominent place. An aster is used to the best, you know.
I hope this expert that's coming can give us the right dope, though I probably know more about it than he does.
Oh, sure.
Hey there, little girl. Hey there, don't step in the rose. I says, don't step in the rose.
What rose? I don't see a rose.
Not a rose, the rose. The rose of plants. I've planted flowers here.
I don't see any flowers, Rebecca.
You don't, eh? You don't see any flowers, Molly. Of course you don't, sis. They're just seeds now. They grow up into flowers.
You hope.
You see, sis, the seeds are like little eggs. Mother Nature gets them warm and hatches them out, and they grow up to be nice, strong narcissuses and stuff. You see? Get a load of the expression on that sweet little face, Molly. That egg and Mother Nature stuff was a new thought to her. Did you catch on to the idea, sis? I says, did you grasp the idea of Mother Nature hatching out all them tiny little seedlings so they'd grow up into beautiful little flowers and parsnips and stuff?
I bet I did, I bet.
Ah, that's fine, sis.
But when you get a little older, mister, you'll find out it's just the action of the solar rays combined with the expansion of moisture within the seed that causes them to grow. I tell you, that's how it is. So, listen, don't let anybody kid you with that egg stuff. So long.
Imagine her telling me what makes the flowers grow. Hey, Molly, who's that coming up the street?
Well, maybe it's that seed expert.
What? In spats and a derby? Why, if he's a farm expert, I'm a ballet dancer.
Well, up on your toes, then. Here he comes.
Is this 79, Mr. Vic?
That's right, Bud. Are you the expert on agriculture?
Mr. McGee? Fibber McGee.
That's us, mister.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I am J. Aldington Tump, the seed expert.
How do you do, I'm sure?
Hi, W. Hey, you don't look much like a farmer.
I'm not a farmer. I'm a Ph.D., M.A., S.T.D., B.S. in geology, botany, physical geography, and plant engineering of the agricultural universities of Cornell, Berlin, and Warsaw.
Heavenly days. All that just to see why our crocuses won't come out.
Well, let's get down to brass tacks, W. What's the matter with this garden?
Well, just a moment now till I adjust this microscope. There. Will you hand me a small pinch of soil, please?
Oh, take a handful, Bud. We got lots of it.
No. I want to analyze it.
Here, Mr. Tump.
Thank you. Very, very interesting.
If you see any seeds in that dirt, Bud, how do they look? Unhappy?
This soil, Mr. McGee, is intensely interesting. It has a large proportion of volcanic ash, probably a residual basin of the Carboniferous era.
No, really?
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't the stuff grow?
Yeah, don't rush the professor, Molly. He's on the track or something. How about it, Prof?
Sir, I shall do my very best to explain away any botanical incongruities or geological perplexities which may be troubling you.
Well, that's fine. You can also tell us why this stuff won't come up.
Well, just a moment.
What's the matter?
Who planted these seeds?
Why, me husband. Why?
Well, excuse me, madam, but I should like to speak to your husband a moment about this. Rather peculiar situation.
Why, certainly. Go right ahead.
What is it, Bud? Excuse us a minute, Molly. What? No. Well, for the... Why, I can't believe... No. Well, gee... Well, Bud, I certainly appreciate it. We'd never have known it if it hadn't been for you. You send me a bill for your services.
Yes, I shall do that, sir. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day, Mr. Expert. Now then, McGee, what did he say was the matter?
Oh, nothing.
McGee.
Well, he just says it was... Well, it's kind of a personal matter, Molly. I really wish you wouldn't ask.
McGee, you'll tell me before I stir a foot outside this garden, what did he say?
Oh, shucks, he just says... he just says... Well, it seems I forgot to take the seeds out of the envelope.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you a preview of the typical American family next Monday night, April 12th, at the dinner table.
Mama, may I be excused now?
No, not now. Not till you finish your pudding.
But I can't. I gotta go. I want to hear Fibber McGee and Molly.
No, darling, you can finish your dessert. Fibber McGee and Molly are on 1 hour later.
On the farm.
Looky here, Belle. Seen this article about hog calling?
Oh, land sakes, I ain't got time to do no reading. I'm just about ready to tune in Fibber McGee and Molly on the radio.
Well, dog, take it, Belle. Ain't you heard? They're on 1 hour later.
In a taxi. Hot man, hurry. What's holding us up?
I can't do nothing about this traffic. Where's the fire?
Tell you, I've got to hurry. I want to get to my home, to my radio. I want to hear Fibber McGee and Molly.
All that, well, just keep your seat, mister. It's 1 hour later.
Where is that thing, anyway?
Say, McGee, what on earth are you looking for?
Oh, I'm looking for a broom and a dustpan. Let's see, I saw...
What on earth do you want a broom and a dustpan for?
Well, you know, we move out of this time next week, and I want to leave it just as nice and fresh as we found it when we moved in. Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax, Racine, Wisconsin.
Heard on the program tonight this year's Kisses from On the Avenue, and I'm bubbling over from Wake Up and Live. This is the Red Network of the National Broadcasting Company.
88 years ago, April 5th, 1937, Fibber McGee and Molly here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream to support the program. Coming up next, Beyond Tomorrow.
Every family should have a home shelter area. Every family should stock that shelter area with a 2-week supply of food and water. Prepare now to survive disaster.
Science fiction now with an episode of Beyond Tomorrow. This goes back 75 years, April 5th, 1950.
Now for tonight's story. Let's go Beyond Tomorrow. Beyond Tomorrow. Next month, next decade, next century. When we will still be housewives and farmers and merchants, when some of us will be broke and some of us will be ambitious, and some of us will be lonely as people are today. But when we will employ robots to do our housework and go for a weekend to the moon. Beyond Tomorrow, science fiction stories about us and our children in the days that are soon to come. Tonight, based on a famous story by Robert Heinlein and adapted by Robert Senadella, the story of a man who lived for a dream.
All right, everybody, all right. Right this way to the moon rocket.
Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, this machine is the very same type of machine used by the first men to reach the moon. You can set it inside and take a look for only 25 cents. But you've got to hurry, 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 because the captain's going to take off for the stratosphere in about 5 minutes. Come on, see the rocket that made a flight to the moon. Hurry, 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 hurry.
What are you looking at, Sonny?
That rocket, what'd you think?
You like rockets?
I'm going to be a rocket pilot someday. I'm going to be a pilot on the moon run.
Ever been inside one?
No.
Well, I'll take you inside this one if you can tell me what company operates the moon run.
Oh, everybody knows that. The Harrison Moon Rocket Company, of course.
Right. Come on.
Oh, gee whiz.
Okay, right on the gangplank.
2 tickets, please.
Okay, sir. Who else wants to see the inside of the rocket that made a flight to the moon? Hurry, hurry, hurry. See the inside. Hurry, hurry.
Here we are, Sonny. Well, what do you think of it?
Gee, look at that instrument board.
Yes, you see this semicircle of dials? Well, this dial tells you the velocity. And here's one for the air density inside the ship, and...
I know. And this one's for the air density outside the ship. And this one measures the gravitational pull.
I guess we're just a couple of fans, eh, Sonny?
Say, mister, you ever been to the moon?
No. No, I haven't.
Sorry, sir.
Yes, Captain?
You and the boy will have to leave now. We've got to cast loose for the flight.
Oh, gee.
Oh, you run along, Sonny. I want to talk to the captain.
Well, okay. So long. And thanks, mister.
Good luck to you, my boy. Captain.
Yeah?
How far up do you go on this flight?
Not far, just about 1,000 miles. Do it twice a day. Crowd likes it. We're out of sight in 4 3/10 seconds. How they go for that takeoff.
Ever take passengers?
Got $25?
Yes.
We take passengers.
Good.
I'll have the doc come in and give you a checkup.
Oh, no.
What's the matter?
Nothing. If you're in a hurry, I thought that maybe we could dispense.
Not a chance. Want me to lose my license? Hey, Doc.
Yeah?
Doc, come in here a minute.
Be right there.
Well, all right.
Standard procedure. It'll be over in a jiffy. Take off your jacket.
All right.
Do you want me, Mac?
Gentleman here wants to take flight.
All right, sir. Roll up your sleeves, please.
There you are.
All right. Let's test your blood pressure. Uh-huh. How old are you, sir?
60.
You don't mean 70.
60.
All right. But it's no go anyway.
You mean you won't take me?
I couldn't even guarantee that you'd live through the takeoff. You see, sir, it's not only that your blood pressure is high. I bet you have a heart condition, too. But at your age...
I'm 60.
Well, let's say 60. Even at 60, bones are brittle, highly calcified, easily broken in the shock of takeoff. Rocketry, sir, is
it's
a young
man's
game.
game, I know.
Sorry, sir. I'd like to take you. But...
Oh, well, it's all right. I rather expected it. But, Captain, could you and your engineer have dinner with me at the Fairgrounds restaurant after your flight?
Well, we'll be hungry.
Good. I'll be waiting for you.
Hiya, mister.
Huh? Oh, hello, Sonny.
Gee, you stayed in there so long. I thought you was gone with them.
No. Not this time, Sonny. More coffee, Captain McIntyre?
Thank you.
Smoke a cigar, Mr. Cummings?
Don't mind if I do.
Ah, here you are.
Boy, a Corona.
Mm-hmm. Well, then. So you quit the moon run, Captain. Why?
I didn't like it.
Oh, I can't believe that. You're a rocket man.
Tell him the truth, Mac. It was Rule G that got you.
Oh, Rule G, eh? You still drink?
No.
But they don't give you a second chance.
How about you, Mr. Cummings? How is it you're not on the moon run anymore?
Oh, I smuggled a beautiful blue rock back to Earth for a girl I know. Boy, I wish I hadn't. I could be in Luna City tonight. Ha. Now, there's a town.
How about you, Captain? Would you like to be back in Luna City?
Why are you asking us all this, Mr. Harrison?
Oh, I've got my reasons. Did you like it on the moon?
The moon's the only place for a young fellow, Mr. Harrison. It's still undeveloped compared with what it's going to be. It's just opening up. It's the frontier all over again.
I might be able to get you boys back there.
What?
What do you mean?
Look, I want to get to the moon myself. And frankly, I need a couple of boys like you to take me. Fellas who know the ropes.
Well, what's the matter with getting an excursion permit and going in a company ship?
He can't pass a physical exam, Charlie.
Why, no, but if you're going to afford to hire us, Mr. Harrison, why don't you just bribe a company doctor? It's been done before.
No, it won't work for me. I'm a little too prominent.
Say, you're not...
My name is Delos D. Harrison.
You're D.D. Harrison himself.
I thought so.
Well, gosh, sir, you own most of the company yourself. You ought to be able to do anything you like, rules or no rules.
No, that's not true. I'm a good deal less free than you are.
What? But holy...
Well, I tried to do what you suggest, but the other directors wouldn't permit it. They're afraid of losing their franchise.
You've never been to the moon?
No.
Say, this is really tough. Why, if it hadn't been for you, none of us had ever got there. And you can't go.
Not legally. But if I find a ship, are you boys game to take me?
Sure we are.
Now, wait a minute. I think we better have more details.
All right, fair enough. Now, you'll have to buy the ship for me. If I did it openly, everybody would figure out what I meant to do and stop me.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll supply you with all the cash you need. You go out and locate some sort of ship that can be refitted for the trip.
Look, Mr. Harrison, why do you want to go to the moon so badly?
Well, I don't know whether I can explain it to you or not. It's the one thing I've wanted to do all my life. When I was a kid, practically nobody believed that men would ever reach the moon. They laughed at the idea. But I believed. I read Vernon, Wells, and Smith, and I set my heart on being one of the men to walk the surface of the moon, to see her other side, and to look back on the face of the earth, hanging in the sky. Captain McIntyre, Mr. Cummings, I've lived longer than I should. But I don't want to die until I've set foot on the moon.
You get hold of that money, Mr. Harrison. We'll take you to the moon.
But, Mr. Harrison... You heard me, Belden. Sell 'em. I want every share of stock I own realized in cash as rapidly as possible. Spaceways Provisioning Company, Artemis Mines, Luna City Recreations, the whole lot of them. Sell 'em all.
Hello.
Jason, this is Belden.
Oh, hello, Belden.
I'm calling you because your uncle gave me a rather peculiar order today.
Really? What was it?
Well, now, I work for your uncle, Jason. I shouldn't be calling you. It's just that I hate to see your inheritance endangered.
What? Say, what's going on?
Well, now, I'm not supposed to tell you. I wouldn't want you to forget me in case...
Well, I understand you perfectly, Belden. You'll be taken care of. What's the old man doing?
He's ordered me to sell all his stock. He's converting everything into cash.
Belden, I won't forget this. Thank you. I'll see my lawyer right away.
And so, Your Honor, we contend that Mr. Harrison's conduct gives clear indication that a mind once brilliant has become senile. We therefore pray this honorable court to declare Mr. Harrison incompetent and to assign a conservator to protect his financial interests and the financial interests of his heir, Mr. Jason Harrison. That is all.
Has Mr. Dallas Harrison's attorney any closing argument?
Only this, Your Honor. My client has the right to enjoy his wealth in whatever manner best suits him for the few remaining years of his life. We pray that this court will confirm our opinion that my client has this right. I thank you.
Mr. Cummins,
This court has as high a regard for individual liberty as you have. But it must be admitted that in selling his holdings and demanding cash, Mr. Dallas Harrison has acted in an eccentric manner. The court cannot overlook the fact that men do grow old. Yes, men do become senile, and in such cases must be protected. I shall take this matter under advisement until tomorrow. Court is adjourned.
Extra millionaire disappears. D.D. Harrison missing.
Oh, it's awful, Jason, but I couldn't have foreseen it.
I don't suppose so, Belton.
He must have gone to court yesterday with that money in his pocket. When he saw that the judge would decide against him, he decided not to stick around for the verdict.
He took everything?
Everything.
We've got to find him.
Well, the police are working on it.
Well, you've got to help them.
How?
Well, figure out where he went.
Well, I don't know where he went.
You're the only one who can find out. Go through his papers. Look for clues.
Well...
Look for hiding places. Examine everything. Letters, bills, scratch pads, diaries, everything. Find a clue, report to me. It's up to you to dig up the leads, Belton. We've got to find that old man before he spends all my money.
Hey, this ham gravy's good.
Charlie, you'd rather eat than anything, Mr. Harrison.
That's a libel on the girls in Nona City, Mac.
I've had a pretty good appetite myself since I joined you boys.
Desert air.
Exercise.
No, I don't think a man's health depends so much on what he does as on whether he wants to do it. I feel good because I'm doing what I want to do.
That's all a man can ask of life.
Say, Mr. Harrison.
Yes?
How does a guy go about getting rich? Like you did.
Oh, I don't know, Charlie. I never tried to get rich. I never wanted to be rich or well-known or anything like that.
Ah, you wouldn't kid me, would you?
No. I just wanted to live a long time and see it all happen. Oh, I wasn't unusual. There were lots of boys like me. Radio hams there were, and telescope builders and airplane amateurs. We had science clubs and basement laboratories and science fiction leagues. No, I didn't want to be rich. I just wanted to live long enough to see men rise up to the stars. And if God was good to me, to go as far as the moon myself. It's been a good life. I haven't any complaints.
There's the moon up there. Look at it.
The moon.
We'll be there in a day or two.
Say, Mac.
Yeah?
As far as you're concerned, you're ready to go now, is that right?
That's right.
Well, then, we're just waiting for your calibration runs and pre-flight tests, eh, Charlie?
Well, say I might run them tonight.
Well, that's what I was getting at, can you?
Well, sure, why not? If Mac will help.
I'll help you.
We'll all help. With luck, we can take off tomorrow.
Come on, boys. Let's go. Let's get that.
Catch him, Mac. Mr. Harrison. Well, he's out. Come on, Charlie. Let's get him into his tent.
Right.
Yeah. Easy now. Easy does it. There. Where's his medicine?
In his vest pocket. All right, better.
Break that capsule. Hold it under his nose.
Right.
He's breathing better. We won't go tomorrow. We've got to wait until he's back to normal.
Look, can we leave him for a sec, Mac?
I think so.
Come outside for a minute, then.
Okay. What is it?
Mac, we're not going through with this.
Why not?
It's murder. He'll never stand up under the initial acceleration. The takeoff will kill him.
It's what he wants to do.
Oh, we can't let him.
Why not?
Why not? Because he's such a swell old duck, Mac.
Okay, what do you want to do with him? Send him back? Let the court put him away in a bug house? Let him dress in a bathrobe and sit in a wheelchair in a sanitarium till he dies of a broken heart?
No, I don't want that.
Okay, get out to the hangar and make your setup for those test runs. I'll be along.
Hello.
Jason, Eldon speaking. I've got something.
Yes, what is it?
He had it in a strong box. It's a deed. A deed to a piece of land in Arizona, 6 acres. Apparently, from the description, this is desert land.
When did he buy it?
He didn't. The two men named James McIntyre and Charles Cummings bought it a month ago. It looks as if what he
I
did...
know what it looks as if. Good work, Belden. Now get out there right away and stop him. Stop him at all costs.
In 20 seconds, we will return you to Robert Heinlein's famous science fiction story, Requiem. A few words first concerning speed. In the era of rocket travel ahead, speed will be an important factor. But speed today can be the direct cause of sudden death on the nation's highways. As spring dissolves into summer, more and more people will be driving towards vacation lands, taking the family for Sunday's spin. And more necessary will be the element of caution. Don't speed. Remember that accidents don't always happen to someone else. By speeding, they can happen to you.
And now, back to our story.
Hey there!
Hello, stranger. Looking for something?
Looking for somebody.
Who?
Are you, James McIntyre?
What about it?
Hey, what's up, Mac?
Come here, Charlie.
What's the matter? You'd be Charles Cummings, I guess.
So?
You have a spaceship here, and you're taking D.D. Harrison on a flight to the moon.
We haven't got a spaceship.
What are you keeping that big shed?
Strutter yacht.
Where's Mr. Harrison?
Harrison?
Uh-huh.
Do you know anybody named Harrison, Charlie?
It's no use, Mac. We can't take off now. They know he's here.
You talk good sense, fella. Where's Harrison?
See that little tent over there?
Where?
There, right in back of you.
Oh, that one. Is he in there?
Yeah. Catch him, Mac.
Nice going, Charlie.
I hated to. It was the only way.
Let's leave him here.
Oh, darn it. That's the finger I broke playing shortstop. I'm always hurting that finger.
Come on, we haven't any time. Get Pop into the cabin. Strap him into his hammock.
Right. Can you tie up this guy?
In a jiffy.
Lona City. Here we come. How was it, Mac?
I'm all set. How's Mr. Harrison?
Mac, I don't think he'll live through the takeoff.
It's what he wants.
I know.
You better stay with him.
Right. Okay, Mr. Harrison?
Okay.
We're ready to take off.
Let me go over to the port. I want to watch the Earth.
No, you've got to stay in the hammock. All set?
All set.
Okay, Mac. Here we go. Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison.
I'm all right, Charlie.
Oh. I'm going up forward and see Mac. Going all right, Mac?
Going all right. Is he?
Yeah, he's alive. But he's in bad shape, Mac.
How bad?
A couple of cracked ribs, anyhow. I don't know what else. I don't know whether he'll last out the trip, Mac. His heart was pounding something awful.
He'll last, Charlie. He's tough.
Tough? He's delicate as a canary.
I don't mean that. He's tough way down inside.
Yeah. I better stay with him. We're on our way, Mr. Harrison.
Can't I move to a port now? Can't I watch the Earth now?
Oh, nothing to see yet. The blast hides it until we build up enough speed to coast up to the changeover point. Maybe if you're all right then, we'll move you to a port, but only if you're all right. Because you see... Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison.
Dad, look. Look, Dad, look.
Take it easy, Mr. Harrison.
Dad, look. Up in the sky. What's that up in the sky, Dad?
That's Halley's Comet, Ellis.
Where did it come from?
Oh, I don't know, son. Way out in the sky somewhere.
It's beautiful, Dad. It's beautiful. I want to touch it.
I'm afraid you'll never be able to touch it, son.
I want to touch it. I want to touch that beautiful thing up there in the sky.
Take it easy, Mr. Harrison. Take it easy.
Dallas?
Dallas, will you stop puttering with that machine and listen to me?
Oh, hello, Charlotte. I didn't know you were there.
I know you didn't. You never know I'm here. All you do is tinker and putter and work over that laboratory bench. I'd like to have it ripped out.
But didn't I show you in the paper, Charlotte? They've made a flight into the stratosphere.
We haven't been to the movies for 6 months.
Well, if they can reach the stratosphere, they can reach the moon. That's what I'm working on, Charlotte. It's big. It's important.
You never listen. I'm warning you, Dallas. You've got to choose between me and this laboratory.
Choose between you and the laboratory. Choose? But don't you see, I'm going to make a machine that will reach the moon.
Mr. Harrison, please, try to be quiet. Try to lie still there. We'll be at the changeover point soon.
She left me, Charlie. She left me.
Take it easy, Mr. Harrison.
It works. It works. I know this time the machine will work. I know this machine will reach the moon. I'm going to take off next month.
No, you're not, Mr. Harrison.
What do you mean, Doctor? My own machine, and I can't take it to the moon.
You'll have to get somebody else to take it to the moon, Mr. Harrison.
But this is my own machine. I want to take it to the moon. I want to touch the moon.
Mr. Harrison, we know enough about rocket ships to know that a man of your age with your weakened constitution cannot travel in them. You get somebody else to fly your ship to the moon. You stay on Earth.
But I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go.
Mr. Harrison, please. We've passed the changeover point.
I've got to go. I've got to go to the moon.
Take it easy, Mr. Harrison. I'm going up front with Mac. Mac, I'm worried.
How is he?
Delirious. He keeps raving. I'm worried about the landing. You better set her down awful easy.
All right, I will. I'll ease her in on an involute approach curve.
All right, go ahead.
Here we go. Get back there with Mr. Harrison, Charlie. This is it.
Well, landing, Mr. Harrison.
How is he, Charlie?
He's out.
Mr. Harrison. Well, he's breathing anyway. Let's get him on the ship, Charlie.
Okay, you get the compressed air tanks out. I can handle him there. He only weighs about 20 pounds alone away.
Right.
All right, Mr. Harrison, here we go. You wanted to get to the moon? Let me get those buckles unstrapped. There we are. Okay. Hey, Mac, get the door open with it.
Right. You get this compressed air tank out. Okay, come on, Charlie. Bring him out.
Right.
You better set him down here on the ground.
Right.
Where am I? Is this the moon?
This is the moon, Mr. Harrison.
Look in the sky. That moon up there, that's the Earth, isn't it?
That's the Earth, Mr. Harrison.
I made it. I'm on the moon. I'm looking back at the Earth.
You made it, Mr. Harrison.
I can die now. Got a pencil?
Here's a pencil.
Paper?
Paper, Mac.
Well, I haven't got paper.
That shipping tag. That shipping tag on the compressed air tank.
Here it is.
I've got to write. Then I can die.
I'll hold you up. Go ahead and write.
And when you bury me, put this over my grave.
We'll carve it in marble, Mr. Harrison.
No, leave it on the shipping tag. A shipping tag from a compressed air tank. That's what I want over my grave.
Write it, Mr. Harrison.
Under the wide and starry sky, dig my grave and let me lie. Glad did I live and gladly die. And I lay me down with a will. This be the verse you grave for me. Here he lies, where he longed to be. Home is the sailor, home from the sea, and the hunter, home from the hill.
You have just heard the first in a new series of science fiction stories, Beyond Tomorrow. In tonight's presentation, Requiem, Everett Sloane was featured in the role of Dee Dee Harrison. Music was composed and conducted by Henry Silverin, and John Campbell, Jr. was our program consultant. Beyond Tomorrow is produced and directed by Mitchell Grayson. Listen again at the same time next week when CBS will bring you another story about you in the future. You, Beyond Tomorrow. To misquote the masters, may we say, what is so nice as an evening at home, especially when your radio dial is set to bring you CBS's quintet of early evening programs. Here's a cross-section of entertainment for all the family. Programs like Lowell Thomas, famed traveler and commentator, Beulah, that laughable, lovable character created especially for Hattie McDaniel. There's the Jack Smith, Dinah Shore, Margaret Whiting Show, and Club 15 with your host, Bob Crosby, and his singing partners, the Andrews Sisters and Joe Stafford, and, of course, Edward R. Murrow, with his roundup and analysis of the world's news. 5 quarter-hour shows, 5 nights a week, for your enjoyment over most of these same CBS stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Only 3 episodes of Beyond Tomorrow were broadcast on CBS because CBS gave up after the premiere of Dimension X over on NBC. They said, well, I don't think there's enough where to how to have more than one science fiction show. So they gave up. But the 3 shows that are out there are good shows, and we'll try to bring them to you in the future. April 5th, 1950, 75 years ago, Requiem, an episode of Beyond Tomorrow. Coming up next, Vic and Sade.
Your automobile may save your life during a national emergency. It can move you out of the target area, provide shelter, communications, and carry supplies. Keep your car in good shape at all times.
All right, we close out this show with an episode of Vic and Sade. Hopefully we're going to have some more shows of this along the way, because this was a fun show. Going back 81 years, April 5th, 1944.
Get ready to smile again with radio's home folks, Vic and Sade, written by Paul Reimer. Well, sir, it's late afternoon as our scene opens now, and here in the living room of the small house halfway up in the next block, we find Vic and young Russell. Vic arrived home from the office about 10 minutes ago, immediately stretching out on the Davenport for a nap. Young Russell is newly returned from a season of after-school adventuring in Tatman's vacant lot.
Oyster Cracker and Bluetooth Johnson come within 9/16 of an inch of having a fist fight. As soon as I go hang up my coat and hat, I'll tell you all about it.
Leave your hat and coat on.
Huh?
Leave your hat and coat on. Go away.
This sure is a fine welcome home.
I want to enjoy an hour's refreshing slumber. I do not want to listen to dull and tedious anecdotes.
Oyster Cracker coming within 9/16 of an inch of having a fist fight with Bluetooth Johnson is no dull and tedious anecdote. Exciting as a half-wit horse.
Go away, go away, go away. Be a good fellow.
Somebody's in the kitchen. Hello?
Our witless grocery boy, Irving, no doubt.
Hello, groceries? That you, Irvin?
Afternoon, Russell. Mama in the living room, are they?
Well, hi, Uncle Fletcher. I don't like to rub it in, Gov, or rejoice in your bad luck, but it looks like you're going to have to get up from the Davenport after all.
Fate's unkind to me today. I'm life's football.
Afternoon, Sadie.
Afternoon, Uncle Fletcher. Let's date up Margie McClure at Adele Garraway and hire a bobsled and put up some sandwiches and go to Peoria and take in a vaudeville show.
Well, Vic, honey.
Why, greetings.
You home, are they?
Yes, sir.
I hoped you would be.
Oh, you're impertinent, sir, to pay me such bold compliments.
That's right. No, tell the honest truth. I had a hunch I'd find you home.
Russell, make him stop. I'm all blushes and confusion.
Sadie upstairs, are they?
No.
She's visiting a friend of hers over on East Monroe Street.
No.
Oh, yes.
She's over on East Monroe Street, won't be home for a little while?
I imagine she'll stay till around 5 o'clock.
Well, by George.
What's the matter?
Circumstances is working out perfect. If I'd spent a week planning an arrangement, circumstances couldn't have worked out any more perfect.
Oh?
I have a matter to take up with you private, Vic.
Yeah?
It is something of an emergency.
Really? Well, here, I'll get up. I can't be lying prostrate on any Davenport when there's an emergency to be dealt with. One moment.
I find you home, Vic, honey, and I find Sadie away from home. So, by George, if I'd spent a week planning arrangements on it, circumstances couldn't have worked out any more perfect.
There was a case in Ohio where a set of circumstances was responsible for two...
You're on deck, too, Russell, honey. I forgot there for a minute you were on deck.
Yeah, I'm on deck.
Circumstances aren't so perfect with you on deck.
Likely you're on your way over to Taplin's vacant lot, Russell, honey.
I just got home from Tapman's vacant lot.
Bluetooth Johnson and Hyena Cole and the different ones playing baseball.
Bluetooth Johnson is downtown getting his hair cut, and Hyena Cole is taking his violin lesson.
Yes, having wonderful times there at Tapman's vacant lot. Where's your hat? Where is his hat, Vic?
I don't know. Let's look around.
This is the second time in 5 minutes I've been asked to clear off the premises.
See? You're a hateful person. Nobody likes you.
I guess you're right.
I'll help you find your hat, Russell, honey. No, you wouldn't want to miss out on the glorious times Bluetooth Johnson and Hyena Cole and the different ones they're having. Let me see now. What did you do with your hat?
I got it right here wired up in my hand, Uncle Fletcher. Don't worry, I'm leaving. But I'm not going to Tapman's vacant lot.
That's right, Taplin's vacant lot.
There's nobody there. The guys broke up half an hour ago.
Yes, I know.
Bluetooth Johnson's downtown getting his hair cut, and Hyena Cole's taking his violin lesson.
Bluetooth Johnson and Hyena Cole, mighty fine lads. You'll have a circus playing baseball with them there in Taplin's vacant lot. Putting on your hat now, are they?
Yeah.
He looks nice with his hat on. Don't he look nice with his hat on, Vic?
Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
Oh, shucks.
Goodbye, Russell, honey.
Okay, you win.
Tell Bluetooth Johnson and Hyena Cole and the different ones over in Taplin's vacant lot hello.
Okay.
And don't hurry back, Russell, honey.
I'll get revenge on you, Gov.
I don't like to hoodwink and swindle the lad, Vic, but this isn't a matter for the women and the children.
Well, hey here, whip out this business. If it's an emergency, I'm eager to hear it. I'm on pins and needles.
Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Russell, honey.
Yeah?
We need him. He can be a witness.
Witness?
I'm going to put in your care a document of great value. We need someone to witness the transaction.
Yes, Uncle Fletcher?
Being a child that way, he'll make the ideal witness.
Why?
Because he can be in on the secret and we're not taking any chances. If he was a grown-up in on the secret, he might take advantage and cheat us out of the secret.
What you want, Uncle Fletcher?
Come on back.
Yes, come on back, Russell, honey. Yes, as a child that way, he'll make the perfect witness. We can trust him where we couldn't trust a grown-up.
What is this big secret?
Don't let on to him. He's a witness now.
What is this big secret?
Vic, honey.
Yeah?
I have here in my pocket
Yeah?
Roy Dejectedly's hidden formula for Hyena Grease.
Is that a fact?
Yes, that is a fact.
Well.
Well, here I am back.
Yes, it's grand having you.
Russell, honey, I and Papa decided maybe it was too far for you to go clear over there to Tapman's vacant lot after a busy day at school. So you just stay here with I and Papa. Take off your hat.
Okay.
He's taking his hat off, Vic.
Uh-huh.
He looks nice with his hat off.
Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
Okay.
Getting back to business, Vic, honey.
Yeah, let's get back to business. You say you're putting your pal Dejectedly's big secret for me in my care?
Yes.
Oh, why?
Maybe Russell ought to go stand in a clothes closet while we talk over this matter.
No.
Think you ought to go stand in the clothes closet, Dick?
No.
I believe Russell can be trusted not to reveal any
It's all right.
information.
Perfectly all right. I know Roy Dejectedly would agree. For a fraction of a second there, I thought perhaps we might be taking too much of a chance. You can stay, Russell. You don't have to go stay in the clothes closet.
I never had any intention of standing in any clothes closet.
Put your hat back on.
Oh, heck.
He can put his hat back on if he likes, Vic.
Sure.
Thanks a lot.
Only too happy. Only too happy.
No, Vic, honey.
Yes, sir. You bet. Hot stuff.
I want to put Roy Dejectedly's hidden formula for Hyena Grease in your care.
Why?
Because you own a safety deposit vault.
You mean you want me to
You
keep
own
the
a safety deposit vault down there at the bank.
I don't own any safety deposit vault.
Yes, you do.
I rent a little lockbox in the safety deposit vault down the People's Bank, but
That's what I say. That's what I say.
Well, was your idea...
Roy Dejectedly's hidden formula for Hyena Grease has got to be kept in a secure place. So, when it arrived from Dixon today in the morning's mail, I immediately remembered you, Vic, and your great big safety deposit vault.
Oh, my great big safety deposit vault.
Do you have any objections?
No, I guess not. Is the document a large one? My little lockbox can accommodate a few more papers if they're not too bulky.
I have it right here in my pocket.
Oh, fine. Take off your hat, Russell.
I got it off.
You look nice with your hat off.
Here, Vic, is Roy Dejectedly's hidden formula for Hyena Grease.
It's just a slip of paper. Oh, sure, plenty of room for that in the lockbox.
I consider Roy imprudent and reckless to send this document through the mail, but he insisted on doing it. He wanted me to see it.
Huh?
By George, my hand just trembled this morning when I opened the envelope and seen what was inside. I got kind of panic-stricken. And then I thought, Vic and his great big safety deposit vault.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's the talk of the town.
See, the joker in all this is that Roy has no patent on his product. He owns no copyright, license, or infringement on it. And naturally, the big scientific laboratories in Chicago, Milwaukee, Moline, Waukesha, and Dubuque would give their right arm to get a hold of the formula.
I just bet.
Give their right arm.
What?
People refer to Roy Dejectedly as the inventor of Hyena Grease, but that, of course, is not strictly true. Anybody that invented Hyena Grease would first have to invent hyena.
Yes.
But after years of experimenting in his basement there in Dixon, Roy discovered that if you mix turpentine, creosote, lampblack, and tractor oil in your Hyena Grease, you got the finest preparation for smearing on your shoes there is in the entire civilized world. The finest preparation for smearing on your shoes there is in the entire civilized world. So, Vic, honey, you say you'll do it?
Sure.
You'll take this document into your charge, see that it gets placed securely in the great big safety deposit vault you own down in the People's Bank?
I will.
I am hereby handing you, Vic, Roy Dejectedly's hidden formula for Hyena Grease, the finest preparation for smearing on your shoes there is in the entire civilized world.
Amen.
You have seen what transpired here between I and Papa, Bobby Russell?
Yes, uh-huh.
Well, Vic, it's done.
Yes, and well done.
I thought so myself.
Quite an impressive ceremony.
It was. Say, maybe we ought to shake hands.
Yeah, let's do.
Russell, honey.
Yes?
Take your hat off.
Which concludes another brief interlude at the small house halfway up in the next block.
81 years ago, April 5th, 1944, Vic and Sade here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Join us tomorrow for comedy with Jack Benny, The Life of Riley, starring William Bendix, Janet Waldo and Meek Corliss Archer, Bob Hope and Dinah Shore, and Blum Abner. We'll see you tomorrow for more Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.